and the possibility of removing their children or their child, and they act like it's just a walk to the zoo, something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Expect that that the people that you work with are going to be hostile. I deal better with people that are hostile than those ones that sit around and don't say anything. That tells me that there's something that they're trying to hide from me. Those you have what we call it, the closed families. When I first started, the closed families always indicated some type of sexual molestation or whatever. But if you get tell them, I'm glad you hostile, and you may get better cooperation out of them, because if they just come in and say, well, you got to keep them. That tells me that we got an issue. We got a real big issue. Because the first thing we need to do is find out why do these people want to take their children. And those are the ones that if they come into care, the likelihood if they don't go back home within the first 6 months, they're going to be in care a pretty long time. Statistics will bear that out. Because one of the main factors that causes that, children become autonomous. They get used to somebody else supervising them, telling them what to do. And if they stay in longer than 6 months, when they get back home, those parents got to fight. Because they're going to believe that, okay, well, you're not my parent any longer. That's what subconsciously they're thinking. I'm listening to Miss Brown over here, who's my foster mom. And it really creates an issue when that happens, trying to get them back to accepting parental supervision. So those are one of the things I always look at. Go to the next one. Okay.
You left it. Which one are you going for?
I'm going for number 17. Okay. Are there... No. Go to 16. Okay. Are there collaterals that can verify the family situation? You're not always out there trying to, what we say, get into somebody's business. But collaterals are very important. The parents going to tell you what they want you to hear anyway, or the caregivers. That's why collaterals are important. You're going to look, you say, well, look, who can verify this? What I always tell my workers is, don't go to another relative as a collateral. Because that person's relatives are going to tell you what they think they need you to hear. So that sort of circumvents your investigation. So what we really want to do is look at, the rudiment cause of why these children came into care. And if I sent you to my brother, and my brother know I've already given you as a collateral, he's not going to say anything negative about something that he knows that you're not doing properly with those kids. So that's why I always tell them, don't use a relative as a collateral, because it flaws the investigation. Get somebody, a friend or a neighbor who knows them, if you need to, make sure that you're getting a good story. Because we found that, from all investigations, most of the time, relatives are going to look out for their relatives. And that's not what we're about. We're about looking out and justifying what's best for those children. Okay? Go to the next one. 17. Okay. Give observation of the living arrangements and condition of the children. Living arrangements is very important. You can't have teenagers of opposite sex, sharing the same bedroom or the same bed. When children begin to understand their bodies, they start to experiment. So, it's very likely that, when they house them together, you're asking for problems. If they're small children, 1 and 2 years old, that's fine. But when they 10 and 12 now, it seems as though children